Greetings, my excellent friends. 2 levels left. I don't know why this is blank. This was just blank when I loaded in. And it's still blank. Don't know why. Still blank. Anyway, perhaps it will fill in unannounced at random during the course of the stream. And if it does and you notice, point it out. Demon Dragon, you got to have a heart attack this morning. That's not good. Sometimes people die from those. Don't have one of those. You're using your computer like normal when the screen froze and the power button wouldn't work. Has that since resolved itself, or do you just have a broken computer? Now this level is important, because apparently all 3 of the guns are in it. Unplug everything and try the power button again, and then that worked. Yeah, no. I'm hoping, that's not what I want, that this will be comparatively easier, because the enemies should be easier. I'm not sure why the levels are in this order, though. Looks like this area is just for show, and we're not actually going to be able to do anything except fall down. Okay, that's fine. I thought that was going to be... Fuck! Oh, hello. I made it. Yes, indeed, the animals. Animals, the animals. Trap, trap, trap till the cages fall. Behind cat's eyes. Check out what the cat statues are hiding. That's it. That should count as a secret, I think, but anyway. Cages fall, day is new, and everybody's waiting on you. This looks super fatal, but then the whole area is actually got the sheen of water on it. But the question is, where the hell is standable land so that I can shoot this fucker with his teeth? There we are. Apparently there's an achievement for leaving every crocodile in this level alive. I don't want to go for that one right now. If you couldn't tell. I'm happy to go for achievements like that when I have all the time in the world to take things slow and focus and not have to think about talking to people and explaining what I'm doing. On a blind run. So the other thing you'll notice is this is the same area from the base game. It's just wet now. That's the big door that we went through for level 3. So this is probably the most reused area in Tomb Raider, because it's in 3 levels at least. I don't know if it's going to be in the other Egypt one here or not, but at least 3. Being where we first arrived in Egypt. Coming this way. Fuck me! That's something I remember from the Josh Strife Hayes Tomb Raider video, where he pointed out that Lara automatically fires her guns together at the same time, but if you turn in such a way that only one gun is capable of firing and then turn back such that the timing between them is off when they resume... Fire! Then she will alternate, which is much cooler. Probably shouldn't read the map while the game is unpaused and I'm underwater, slowly drowning, but it's fine, I caught myself in time. I'm sitting here thinking, Lara is actively drowning Gav. Don't you mean Gav is actively drowning Lara? I'd be very impressed if she figured out how to get through to me and to dunk my head in water, but impressed in a kind of existentially terrified manner. That looks like the way to go, but I'm not done yet. She has the money. Yes, but she's not real, Demon Dragon, and to the best of my knowledge, I am. So there is a secret here, and I believe it is through the closed door that's underwater in the underside of the Sphinx. But we need... Right, so that looked funny. Standing on this opens it. But it's on a timer that doesn't start until you get off of the invisible pressure plate here. So we can take all the time we want to grab the ammo. It's not a complicated secret in the end. However, there is one complicated thing about it, according to the list. complicated thing is that in this secret room we will find 3 ammo pickups and a crocodile. But what we will not find is anywhere we can stand. Which renders this crocodile immortal. Now, so far, it doesn't seem to be interested in biting my legs off, which is great and appreciate. Oh, God! Aided. So we want to grab the 3 things and get the fuck out. There we go, that wasn't too bad. So even if you did care about the achievement, that crocodile poses no threat because you can't kill it anyway. He followed me! Why? Well, I guess you can kill it if it follows you out. Well then. So you have chosen death. That's the first room, I guess. Yes, we talked about that, Sam. I said there's an achievement for not killing a single crocodile in this level, which I know about because the guide page says it at the very beginning. Yeah, that's why I'm not doing it. That very much seems like one that I should do if I ever did a completionist run on my own. Because, we're just picking up the achievements that make sense to get. I'm just picking things up that lower the list of things that I have to do next time, you know what I mean? Whether next time is in a month or in 2033. So anything that's going to be very difficult to do while streaming is something I'll skip. Getting killed by everything. That's easy. Leaving enemies alive to bite me in a level where we start with no medkits. That's dumb. At least we'll save some of our infinity ammo. Oh, wait. I believe this is a return to previous, area as well, because I don't fully remember it, because I think they've remixed the Egypt level with the, water level changes, so... But I think you came out that way and would jump down to here. I don't remember this being up so high, though. There's a boulder there that hasn't... Maybe that's from the original, maybe that's where a boulder ends up. So they've kept it there to acknowledge the continuity of that, but it doesn't actually do anything now. A boulder can't really roll around and threaten you in underwater. The weight distribution simply wouldn't work. But yeah, no, this area with the cat statue and all that, that was definitely from the other. Mother of Christ! Okay, hello. But yeah, it's weird that this is the second set. I can see why they reversed them in the 90s. Because I don't feel nearly as threatened by crocodiles and panthers. All that any of them can do is melee you. The only enemies in the game that can hit you without closing the distance are the Atlantean ones and the bosses. And the bosses are all unique named individuals who are now canonically dead, so I don't think any of them are going to show up unless Pierre does have a brother. Fuck! I was looking for the source of the growling, and I just saw it. I just saw the panther staring at me, but then I fell again. Can hear it. Yeah, he's up there. That's the dead one. There it is. I don't really think I can shoot that one from here. Like, maybe, but it would take ages. Can I from this corner? It is good shooting enemies from slow safe spots like this because it saves you trouble later. Hello! And goodbye. Come back. Let me fill you with the bullets. Can see him better like this, I imagine. Just need him to come around that corner. Come on! No, that's the wrong button. I knew a man once whose nickname was Panther. He was the poorly chosen boyfriend of a friend of mine at university. I think he's a Nazi now. She's not. They're not together now. He never really spoke to me or was particularly friendly, except once when he got really drunk and gave me a 30-minute lecture on how climate change was a lie. This was shortly before the Nazi stuff started happening, but it was a strange time. I believe he went and joined some horrendous white supremacist group called the Soldiers of Odin, or Sons of Odin, or something. Which is a name that made me cackle for reasons I won't share. But yeah, no, don't be a shit stain. That's the... main takeaway I would have from the legend of that guy. In better news, your head is now a kitten parkour platform. A kitten resting platform, I'd say, would be alright news. I don't know about parkour being a good... That to me would bring pain. But yes, I'm glad you have a cat now. I think it's been a few years for you, hasn't it? Can I get out of here? Like, this, we've done the switch, but now I can't get out, because the only climbable bits are, slide problems. Oh, there we go. And that's why I like taking them out from a distance. There is definitely at least one more. Sounds like it's out there, though, which is interesting, because that's the way I just came in. Though, sometimes the directional monster growls are not the most forthcoming. Is that a gun? Damn it, it's the shotgun. It's always the bloody shotgun first. I mean, yes, it can be good, but, like... I want the magnums. Also, I can see what looks like animal paw prints in the ground. It's concerning. I assume that I want to go the other way there, because this will just take me back to the central room I was in before. Yeah, this is the original path to it from the base game, where you would drop down, but there was no water back then. Oh, hello! That explains all of the growling! What a thoroughly useless spot you were in! Unable to do anything of consequence, and I absolutely cannot make that. Good to know. That was a secret. That ledge was a secret in the previous version. But I don't think it's going to be one now. Of course, I don't know where we're going to go next. Map what? Sometimes the maps just don't tell you where a certain chunk is going to go. Like this just sort of ends here. Oh, because it actually does. This isn't the way. Alright, that makes sense. Take a close look at the preserved Egyptian vase that belongs in a museum. Well, Lara ain't about to take it, apparently. Garrett would, if this was Thief. He'd just yoink that thing. Of course, he wouldn't be taking it to a museum unless they offered to pay. Yeah, I'm in Egypt now. I thought I knew what the way forward was, but it turns out I don't. Hang on. At all? Nope, it is just a indented ceiling that is dark enough to look like it had something above it, but it didn't. How about you? You look strange. Oh, you only look strange in the old version. We've got one eye looks like it should be interactable, but it isn't, so I don't think there's anything there. It's refreshing. Well, I mean, we've been here before. Like, this is where we went before the Atlantis meat chamber. But, like, you're right, I have the same problem. I didn't like the Atlantis section at all. I liked the game up until that point. I didn't hate it there, it was just definitely not my jam. I'm hoping that the future games don't rely on that bizarro horror aesthetic for their endings, because Uncharted did the same thing, though. Like, Uncharted, basically all of them, would be... Like, Uncharted is similar to Tomb Raider, except it's less on platforming and more on shooting. With actual aiming mechanics. There's platforming and puzzling and stuff, but, like, every single one of them would give you, like, 15 to 18 chapters of shooting men, and then all of a sudden there'd be a supernatural enemy for the last 3 or 4. And it was fucking annoying every time. I guess the idea is all, but we want to, you know, raise the stakes and create something different so it's not the same stuff for 100% of the game. Like, just write a compelling bad guy who delivers a good speech or two. I don't need any other bells and whistles. So if that's nothing, then where the balls am I going? Got me the shotgun. Is that open now? Hang on, maybe that's open. Yes. This was closed before. They did lay off it for Uncharted 3 and 4. I don't have a great memory of 4. I only played 4 once, and even though it's the most accessible one right now, I refuse to play it again until they give me access to the original trilogy. I only had them on PS3, and my PS3 is long since broken. And they're stuck there, right? Like I guess you can probably play them on newer PlayStations, but like they have not released the original Uncharted to PC, and they're very important. Like the 4, I think I did play it. I know vaguely the story, but I don't think its story would land if you hadn't gone through the series. The weird thing about the Uncharted series to me is that my least favorite is the one most people think is the best one, which is 2. And the reason why I don't like Uncharted 2 very much is because Sully isn't in it. Yes, Claudia Black's fun, but like, you know, I'm in it for the grumpy old man. I'm sorry, that's just what I appreciate in life. He's in it, but he's only in it for like 2 chapters and 5 minutes. Whereas the third one is all about him. Like he's arguably more important than any of the women in Uncharted 3, which is why Uncharted 3 is so good, because it's a story about Nathan's relationship with his grumpy old man instead of, you know, typical action hero and leading lady bullshit. The trilogy exists on the newer PlayStations, but I don't use those anymore. I've never had a 5. I'm not gonna spend that money. There's no need for it. There is a very small, dwindling number of games that are locked to consoles these days, and other than Nintendo, there's almost none. There is no reason to own a modern console that isn't a Nintendo unless that is your primary gaming device. Like, I'm not saying there's no room for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, whatever it's called, but there is no reason for you to have more than one of either a PS3, a PC, a PS5, or an Xbox, whatever it's called. And that'll be the same when they come out with the PS6 and the Xbox, whatever it's going to be called. Xbox really buggered their name approach, didn't they? PlayStation is easy. Xbox is just a mess. I still reckon they should have gone with Xbox 720 and they just kept doubling the number. That would still be difficult to follow, but at least it'd be consistent. The Xbox One was the worst name in the history. Like, okay, we can call it the Xbone, whatever, but Xbox One was the stupidest naming decision because we already had an Xbox One. It was just called an Xbox. Like, a PlayStation 1 is a PlayStation the first one, right? Whereas an Xbox One is an Xbox the third one. And what the fuck do you call the Xbox first one? I don't know. But yeah, the only console... in order, like... If a person wants to have access to... Oh my god, stop landing in the water while I'm just walking around. If a person wants to have access to the majority of games, you need 2 things. You need a primary device. I suggest a PC, but it doesn't have to be, I suppose. It could be a PlayStation or an Xbox if you want. And you need the latest Nintendo bullshit. Which I don't have, but those are the only guys stubborn enough to give you a catalogue big enough to put a hole in what's available to you unless you have their stuff. But you can't have that one on their own either because there's a bunch of stuff that isn't on the Switch. Well, there is a bunch of stuff that is, so... Yeah. With what they've been doing with the Switch 2, it is competing with the PS5. Well, yeah, but... I guess... The main thing it lacks is the things that you can only do with a PC anyway. So I guess PC and Switch is kind of like the platonic gamer ideal of having access to everything. But yeah, what that means is that the remaining exclusives that are tied to PlayStation and Xboxes of the 4 and 5 era, and kind of the 3 and 360 era, are the last remaining holdouts. Because anything older than that you can emulate with ease, unless it's something esoteric like Guitar Hero or SingStar, something that requires some horrible physical peripheral. Those, sure, okay, they're never going to be easy. But, fuck it. I don't care about those. But Uncharted's, yeah, like, I know that the PS3 is emulatable, and that's probably the answer, but PS3 emulation has never been great. Much rather they just port the fucker. Forward. Like, would I get a Switch 2 eventually? I don't know. Because I never got a Switch 1, right? And there's a bunch of games that I'd love to play. However, I think the main issue why I never got a Switch 1 is because of how emulatable the Switch 1 is. I've never actually done it. I've not actually sat down and been like, I want to play a Switch 1 game bad enough that I don't... But, like, I'm sure it will. If every couple of years I play a few more Fire Emblems, eventually I will get to Three Houses, and I will probably not buy a console for that, but I will probably still fucking play it. You know? Or if I go back to doing the Zeldas, I got as far as Wind Waker. That would probably get me there as well, because I'd get up to Breath of the Wild and I'd be like, well, I don't have the console, but I'm not going to let that stop me. Because Nintendo do not have my respect, so I'm not going to give them my money, am I? Maybe I shouldn't say these things in recording. But anyway, I've never played a Switch-only game. Like, I've never played any of those. By the way, I'm not talking about streams here. I would not... I don't think I've streamed Nintendo games at all. But, I can't think of anything else. There's the Xenoblades. There are a few people in my life... There are 3 people in my life, if I count Rivalia, who would be very happy if I started playing Xenoblades. That would probably also lead me there. But I don't have any current attachment to that franchise. And if I'm going to do JRPGs, I still have so many Trailses to do, so yeah, that's not happening. But those are the 3 things I can think of that would result in me playing a Switch. Switch 2, meanwhile, yeah, well, that's... They learned their lesson, and they have created a console that is not going to be emulated within a year of its fucking launch. So, perhaps I would end up buying one of those and playing all the Switch games on that anyway, instead of Yarharing. Also, hell yes, I am Miss tells everyone to play... What? You're not the only person. I just didn't want to speak for you when you were here. I'll speak for the other 2 that aren't. Also, yeah, PlayStation's getting rid of physical games, which is funny. I have a bookshelf full of games, and they're all from the early 10s and earlier. I have no need for any of them anymore. They're just decoration, because I would emulate all of them. Although I do believe that if you own a game, if you've ever bought a game in any, like, even if you're anti-piracy, if you own a copy of a game on literally any device ever in your life, you should not feel any guilt for emulating it in order to be able to play it. Like my PS3 doesn't work, right? But that doesn't mean I shouldn't be allowed to play all my PS3 games. And I mean, technically, it is legal if you dump those things yourself. Like, if you take the disc and rip it and do... Like, that is actually officially, like, legal, because you're not stealing anything. You're using files that you own. It is technically still illegal if you download a ROM of a game you happen to own on a physical copy, though. But who's watching? And yeah, like the emulator, if you go to an emulator's Discord server, they are extremely anti-piracy for their own, like, protection. They will ban anybody who brings it up. And if you ask for support, it'll be, yeah, this is a copy you've ripped yourself, right? Of a copy that you own and paid for, right? And you better say yes. Anyway. I should really play this game. Where am I? Fuck! I did not realize that. Well done, Tomb Raider. You really got me there. Fuck it. First death of the day after 40... Well, it's probably because I just spent the last 15 minutes talking and doing nothing. It's hard to die when you're not doing anything. Right, so that slides you directly into spikes. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100. Is there a... There's a secret somewhere here. Let's see if I can figure it out. That is a slide to spiky death, that is a slide to spiky death, and that is a slide to spiky death. So where is the non-death path here? That hurt. I'd really rather do that dropping without the hurting. No, I don't want you to... It's this stupid pillar, it's... Wreaking havoc upon mine flow. There we go. That's an awkward form of safety dropping, but it still worked. And now we're in here, which should hopefully help me out some. But, Can you walk into... Yes, if you run through spikes, you take damage, not as much as falling onto them, which is fatal. But if you walk, then, yeah, you're fine. To symbolize moving slowly and carefully. Carefully! If you lie down on the spikes, do they hit your acupuncture spots and heal you? I don't believe so, but that's certainly something that would have been funny. Oh my god! Okay, you don't need a new fucking spike pit for every second buggering tile. Is there another one right here? No! How about there, though? Yes! Well, that's nice. Diddly dee! Alright, secret 2 out of 3. Snip, don't lie. What you would do is put the spike pits in the players' bedrooms after they finish for the day. Lull them into the false sense of security that the video game is the only thing that can hurt them. And then just when they least expect it, BAM! Right, so there's still a spike pit there. In case anybody didn't know. Oh, fuck. Just to make damn sure you all know, I decided to fall into it twice. Oh, no. Stop. Am I making up for lost time? Nothing could make up for that fucking show. Except maybe the arrest and life sentencing of J.J. Abrams. Could we be better at that? No. Apparently we can't grab onto this because it's too, I guess we're too close to the edge. I don't know this damage can be avoided. This might work. Yeah, there we go. And now we walk through the spikes. Taking no damage at all. There'll be one more secret left of the level. It was actually quite nearby as far as the map suggests. But apparently we need to get super high up in this next room in order to actually reach it. No, camera, do that again. Show me the... No? I'm fine. You do go this way. Interesting. You don't seem to be hiding anything either. But I wonder what the purpose of those 2 blocks is otherwise. Ooh, that hole exists. There's an actual view of the stars. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that in the original graphics. Every other hole into the ceiling is something that the new graphics invented. And when you looked up in the original, it was just a flat wall. Well, ceiling. That is different and interesting. I like it. Clearly, sometime between the base game and the expansion's release, they learned how to do a skybox, or at least a tiny little square that kind of looks like one, if you can only see it from a very small angle. Alright, Dick Banana, where are you? Well, we can't really do that anyway. I think... No, because we can't get a grip on that. What about here? That ain't the direction, friendo. Oh, wow! It ain't dead. That might have been dying sound. Yeah, I think that's... I see the body. That's what we want. Holy ceiling. Fuck! Very, 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 very rude. This is not useful. This just takes me back to the bottom again. There is ammo, but I don't need it. I'll get it later. Probably. Fallen Order. That's a Star Wars game, isn't it? Up the least convenient stairs in the world. Oh, hello. Nope! If we do it in that order, it works out. What if... Trying to galaxy brain this one. What if... we fell to our death. Yeah, no. That's not... What if I looked at the guide for what to do? It is where we want to be. Wow, really? Apparently what you're supposed to do is this. Turn around so that Lara's back is to... No, that's called dying, don't do that. Go here. Sidestep to the right as far as... No, that's the left. Don't... And why do you turn? No! I didn't ask for turning. I've kept my hand on this the whole time, which means you shouldn't turn. Apparently. What you have to do from here is definitely not that. It's that. And then you can stand fucking here, which is a much better spot for jumping to that. Diddly fucking do. And all it is some shotgun shells, which is depressing. Well, apparently there's an achievement if you do it a very specific way. Let me try this then. You have to do a running swan dive, which is awkward, but... There. Schmitty's Leap. Get the secret on the high rock by making a swan dive jump. I don't know why that's an achievement, but the guide that told me how to do the jump told me about that, so I'm not going to lie and pretend I didn't notice. But that's secret 3 out of 3, so I should be able to do the rest of this level intuitively. Indubitably. But yeah, Revalia, how many Xenoblades are there? There's... My understanding is there's 4. There's a trilogy and there's one called X. And they are all available on the Switch 1 at this point. Which is to say they are all available on... Well, if they're making a new one, that doesn't matter, but... You know, I didn't want to fall. Quite like that. I'd like to fall in a way that does not hurt, but I'm not sure that that's a luxury I can... I guess if I... No. It still hurt a little, but it's fine. I don't think we need to be up there anymore. I think the last Nintendo Direct they mentioned remasters with QOL upgrades. I don't believe... Isn't that more upgrades than redos? But like they've already done that more than what like the Switch version of the first game is itself a remaster with more shit. I probably know this. No, I don't, considering the way I described the achievement name was with a very confused readout of his name. It's named for the producer of the series. Well, there we go. Alright, well, I believe there was some ammo that way. So I will walk through the spike pit and hopefully not get poked. What the fuck? First of all, where did it come from? Second of all, why didn't it make any noise or attack me? Not complaining about that last part, but the first part. And third of all, why is it immune to spikes? I think I remember talking to Revalia about them redoing and I think the impression you gave me was that the new content isn't very much. It's not like new story shit. It's I don't know, maybe that varies from redo to redo. The sharp part of the spikes was taller than the panther. Right, but like it should at least be slowed down from the big bulky obstacles in the way. Whatever. The big thing about the new stuff is that they added full voice acting. It really depends on whether I get a Switch 2 between now and when I would conceivably try the series as to whether I care. Because if I don't have one, I'm probably not going to be inclined to not only pay for that, but also then for all of the games. How much are they now? I believe they were $700 here. Are they still $700? $650. Well, that's slightly better, which is interesting, because I thought things were all going up. Well, I was considering getting either a Switch 2 or a Steam Deck at some point in the next year. But then I had to pay $2,000 on medical bills. So the chances are pretty low at this point. What did you do, Demon Dragon? I would not recommend that arc. I mean, okay, look, from a personal perspective of getting one, I'd be thrilled. However, I don't think it would be a wise investment. I don't think you'd get any stream-related consequences out of getting me a Switch 2. I don't even know how people stream on their Switches. It sounds uncomfortable. Yeah. Right, you got a Switch 2 for Christmas on account of your cancer diagnosis. I mean, I had a near miss. But, I think I'd take the near miss over the Switch 2 and the diagnosis. If I'm gonna be totally honest, I think I don't have a brother, no. We didn't get any stream benefits for sending you money for the medical bills. No. But that was also a lot of money to begin with. So. And that's true. Technically, the amount of money that I got from the donations that happen as a result of that are enough for a Switch 2. The problem is, that would be a real stupid thing to do with it. And also half of it I didn't keep. Well, sort of. Like, the way those medical bills were handled is that I paid half of them out of my savings and the other half was covered by my family. We divided that half after the money that was minused from what came in from Stream People. So technically, if we look at what was saved for whom, half of the saving was me and half of the saving was my parents. Because to do otherwise would be super douchey on my part, I think. So, no, while it is funny that there was about $650 there, which is exactly the price of a Switch 2. Like, generally, to the buck, that's how much it was, which is very funny. But it is gone. It disappeared into the bills. Anyway. Oh shit. Don't jump into that. That's a key. That's a panther. Do you see it? How about now? Do you see it? It's stealthily blending in with the environment. That's interesting that it was over there because It certainly made it to this middle island last time. I suppose the other thing I do need to try and make sure I don't miss is the buggering, well, guns. Yeah, the magnums are apparently very nearby. The Uzis are, much, much later, towards the very end of the level. Shame. Oh my god, what the... How the... Who the... Fuck the... What? Where is it coming from? So it must trigger on these tiles near the key and show up on the other side here. And then just fucking mob you. Okay. Statue up there. Is that what the key's for, perhaps? Looks like the magnums are... underwater. Or via a path that is underwater. Came in from that. There's also a doorway there. We got enough health that I shouldn't heal yet. Let's see what we've got under here. So the first thing we have under here is a problem. Problem solved! Another problem, another problem, another problem, another problem, another problem. Other problem solved! $12 Magnum clips so far. Interesting that there's just been no Uzi ammo at all. We do get the guns towards the end of the level if we don't miss them, but no ammo pickups yet. Maybe just because they know you're starting at 0 and they want to spend their ammo pickup time on the guns you're going to get sooner, but still, it's interesting. Because the game itself was happy enough to fill you full of Uzi bullets long before you had the Uzis. No crocodiles? I meant in the water! What the genuine fuck, man? No, God, there is one in the water. Hold on a minute. You didn't hit that second one. Only 2 shotgun hits each. That is better. It was 3 for the Panthers and also for the most of the Atlanteans, except for the Centaurs who just... No, 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 no. Alright, well now you're just being annoying. Please come out here so that I can shoot you. I can't go in there. I don't have core capability. Is that another one? Sorry, were you just one crocodile that was thrashing like a... That's 2! But I only shot twice. Did I... Whatever, I'm taking my guns and I'm leaving. Don't know what that camera angle was about, but I'm now scared that there's going to be more. Well, the first thing to get was the magnums. The second thing to get is the fuck out. I suppose, yeah, if they're in the same spot, then shotguns are known for their spread, and it hitting both of them makes sense. It was weird. I've never done that before. I don't trust this area. I bet you there's gonna be another one. Either a crocodile or a panther. There's gonna be an additional shithead. Or not. Maybe I'll be fine. No additional shithead. Shit hot. There we go. Now are we going in there? Or up and around there? Nothing this way. Perhaps this is just the Panther waiting room. But I know they don't need that because they can just spawn them right up your buggering nose when they want to. This is sort of a new texture. I wonder if it's... Actually, there might have been a bridge like this in Peru. Oh, God, it looks ugly in the original. Wow. Yeah, the original is very bright and very, like... It is ugly. Like, I know it's an iconic game, but, like, it uses colors in a very painful way sometimes. Like, I occasionally swap back to the other graphics. I'm like, wow, that is way too loud for no reason. Other than they probably had, like, I don't know, 1996 era color palette restrictions that they had to work with. I forget if that was still a thing in 96. If it wasn't, it only very recently wasn't. I mean, this is better looking than Final Fantasy VII, I'll give it that. This, I mean, is better looking than... Final Fantasy VII. What the hell is this? Because like, this wasn't the only way, was it? Oh, you're dead already. Wow. Final Fantasy VII is probably the worst looking game you've ever played. No, that's fair. Final Fantasy VII is atrocious on its visuals. Like, it's a masterpiece. It's a wonderful, wonderful game. Very important RPG history, all that. But it is fugly. Nothing. Except for, like, zoomed out wide shots, I guess, maybe look good. I guess the FMVs are fine, but yeah. Right, no, there isn't any additional way to go. Just a little hidey hole with a crocodile in it. Unless we can, like, shimmy around here and get up into the right. Or am I just wasting my time and yours? Probably! Actually, that looks like it might be where I'm supposed to go. There's ammo in there. You cannot get in that though. Ah, but all the way to the right, perhaps. But then there's still that path up there that I turn around and rejected, so... And mind you, I have not played the Remake trilogy. I know that they are entirely different games, but they're not finished. And I have said many a time before that I will play the Remake trilogy when they are all done and all affordable. Unless someone buys them for me, of course, but I don't have any control over that. So I have no idea, other than the much controversial discourse as to anything about comparing them to the original, except that they do look better. That is a hill I'll happily die on. Remake and Rebirth are reasonably affordable. No, I agree, but the third one has to come out and be out for like a year before it's buyable. I've occasionally thought about picking up Remake. Rebirth is a little too new still. I wouldn't pick that up for not playing it. But like I've occasionally thought about, oh, there'll come a sale where I'll just grab this for future investment. Because that makes sense. Alright, if that's the key door, then this is the way forward. However, unfortunately... What was that other fucking... Yeah, I will probably grab Remake at some point, just because it's, you know, very easy to do so. Bugger it, that isn't what I wanted, but, Rebirth I would not, because I don't I expect... I don't know what price Rebirth has right now, but I expect it has room to cheapen. There's one thing very similar to the original trilogy about the... There is no original trilogy, it was one game. There's one thing very similar to the original game about the new trilogy, is what Gormbush meant. You stopped playing during the Gold Saucer. Fair. I've only played 7 once, actually, to be fair. I played it... I've told the story before. It was one of the last games that I played in the era of Gav would buy actual physical copies, and the reason why was because of the almost mythical and weird way that I acquired it. Long after I'd stopped buying games for the PlayStation 1 and 2, etc., I was at university in 2014-15, and there was this weird guy with like a pop-up stall on the main thoroughfare in the campus selling all of his games. And he had Final Fantasy VII. He had one copy of everything, and I was like, "Oh wow, Final Fantasy VII!" And it struck a chord with me because I'd looked for it when I was a kid, but I only ever found 8. Because I got into Final Fantasies with 10, and I played 10, 12, 13 when they were new. But I'd looked around for, bargain bin copies, and I found 8, and I hated it. But I never found 7. I was like, holy shit, I've actually... This is a copy of Final Fantasy VII in the wild. And so I bought it. I went to class, and when I came back out of class, I saw that the same guy with the stall was being harassed and escorted off campus by security because he wasn't supposed to do that. I don't know how much shit he sold, but he sold at least one game. Will I stream FF7 the original when? Only if I were to play it again myself, because that is not the sort of game that I would try and figure out with no good memories of it. I mean, I remember it being a game that had a lot of quirks and shit. Had a lot of mini games, and you kind of had to do most of them right when you got them if you wanted to not have to wait the entire playthrough to come back for them. I remember that. It was good. But I remember it being a lot of work. I definitely liked it more than I liked 8, which I never... I really should play 8 properly. I know there are a lot of people who think it's lovely. When I was a kid, I couldn't understand it because I was... It's a game where your level doesn't matter, and I'm not good at that. When I was a kid, I was all about level grinding. I did not understand 8 at all. I couldn't beat the robot you weren't supposed to beat, and as a result, I did a tantrum and quit. Uh-oh. Thing is, though, again, my JRPG energy is going towards playing through the Trails. In my head, I'm like, one day I really should go through the Final Fantasies to catch up on all the ones I didn't properly play. Because I'm well familiar with 1. I have a entertaining history with Final Fantasy 2, but I have technically played it. I have not really played 3. I think I played like the opening act twice when I was a kid, and that was it. I adore 4. 4 is wonderful. Never played 5, which no one cares about. Never played 6, which is deeply offensive to a lot of people. Played 7 once. Hated 8. Never played 9, which is deeply offensive to Sam and no one else. And never played 11 because, I mean, fuck. Just try to log into that thing. Where am I going now? I don't actually know. It's like, maybe this is just a dead end. Maybe I've just been lied to. Pranked. It's just that I'm nervous and I don't want to lose the Uzis, for example. Yeah, no, that's the way you come in. Does that mean this is just a like a circle dead end that doesn't do anything? Oh my god. What is that? That looks like it might be a thing. No, that's the... Well, that takes you the way out. But then, yeah, is the rest of this just a circle that goes nowhere? and is really difficult to get up on because of the fucking hole in the middle? You just go up here and then it amounts to nothing? Well, there's that. That looks like a slide. Where does that take you? Oh my god, I hate moving in this fucking game. It's just so hard to go anywhere. Ah! 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 Oh my god. Is this the other side of the fucking Magnum place? Look at all the dead... Yes! Right, so that room's a straight up trap. Don't go there. And then, yeah, if I come up here... Oh, hang on. Is that a... No. No, that's just a ceiling. There's ammo here, and then it drops you back down. So truth is, none of that was necessary at all. Except this med pack. That's worth it. That's it. I will take a med pack. Now we get the fucking... What a journey. Yes, it's an incredible waste of time. Holy shit. I guess I never played the 13 sequels as well. I played 13 when it came out, and I played 15. I've not played 16, admittedly. But I never played the 13-2 or somehow Lightning Returned. I have no idea how that game got 2 sequels. I guess it was popular amongst very quiet people. Oh, what the hell is happening here? I think I'd have trouble with 16, and the reason why is because I played it in the wrong order from Clair Obscur. Because the main character of 16 is voiced by the guy who plays Verso. No, thank you. No, fuck! I mean, I could just attempt to not fall down there. Eee! Woo! Eee! Of course. Third boulder. How foolish of me to expect different. Are you done? Is there any more up there? No. Wait, why didn't you jump? Oh, well, you're fine. Yes, yes. Growl. So what's the point of being up here exactly? Your opinion on the 16 was that they needed to put more of the world building in the actual cutscenes. The way they made it available by pausing cutscenes was very bad for the flow. I don't know what you mean. I haven't played it. Are you saying they were like, they would give you like lore dumps to read, but you had to pause the cutscenes to read them? So they just got in the way. You can't get me, I'm on a little platform. You're gonna die now, I'm shooting you with my basic guns. You're not worth the magnum bullets because I'm on a little platform. Well, okay. I don't need to hide. Oh shit! My platform! No! 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 Okay, never mind, I'm back on it. I'm on a platform. You cannot get me. Please stay still, though. It's very difficult to kill you when you keep running around, but... There you are. Now, that's a rude spot to put ammo. So's that. If I were you, I would put the ammo in... Ah! Right, back to this then. Could have sworn there was a nut. No, he must have moved out. I wasn't looking. That's rude. No, 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 fuck you. So where are you? They definitely spawn as you approach it. That is certainly a pile of fuck. Interesting. Oh, that helps. All right. Now, I do believe... Well, there was nothing there except ammo I can't reach. Is one more go fuck yourself spawn around here? They're not nearly as problematic when you know they're coming. Have we moved the gate, perhaps? Yeah, the gate disappeared as I went around the corner. I hear you, Panther. I suppose the other question of importance is, how do I get back up? Ah. This is not actually a side path at all, it's just here. No, I do need you to complete that. Pull yourself up. Pull yourself up by your own incredibly wealthy bootstraps and get to fucking going. There. Now, who wants to bet that growling's from up here and I'm about to fight a panther again? Well, maybe not. Oh, there, I see. I see you, fucking panther. Let's see if we can just regular gun you and not struggle with... Now, how did you do that? It's just that he's bastard fast. It's... Very good. Okay. It looks like a massive outdoor area. That's kind of impressive for the old graphics. Wait, was that a crocodile? No, that's a palm tree, Gav. Don't panic. Well, this looks safe. I'll just keep bouncing around up here, picking stuff up. Admiring the local cat artwork. In honor of Blue Moon's new acquisition, I suppose. No. No! Are there spikes down this side? No, but you do appear to fall for fucking ever, so let's do a test drop. Right, so you are supposed to come down here because there is some safety here, but it's not entirely safety. There's also crocodile. Yay! Let's go now. Sometimes the crocodiles just don't seem interested in your face. Oh no, they came with him. Okay, let's do the switch and get the fuck out of here. Oh my god, that's my leg. Stop it. Holy fuck! As I was saying... Holy fuck, look at this. That's why they had the skybox. It's because they've actually got an outdoor section. That's incredible. Whee! I guess there was an outdoor section in Peru with the dinosaur. But it does not happen much. how big is this bit? Because I thought we were going that way. I was expecting to get walled. Yeah, it's a large area. It's genuinely impressive. Wouldn't be today, but sure is for when it is. That seems to be just a dead end with loot. So I guess past this block is where we actually want to go. What the hell? I was here before and that didn't spawn anybody. How do you do that? Fuck it. Oh, bugger off! Literal nowhere. The cats, they were cat statues. Huh? No, I refuse. We need Uzis. Where's these? It's got to be back here then. I mean, the panther's a clue because he went this way and somehow managed to go somewhere else. You just went through the fucking bars? I can't do that. Can I do that? No. No, apparently, according to the get out of confusion free card, the way to reach the rest of the level is here. It's just that we don't go on the bridge. Which I probably should have looked for, to be honest. That said, I'm not seeing a tunnel down there. I'm seeing a medkit, though. I have to jump to that? That could be it, as long as it's not slidey. It's fucking slidey! Great. Can I get onto... none of that looks great. It could be maybe off to the left, actually. No. Apparently we do need to approach this thing. We just need to be careful. It doesn't attack because it falls down. There we go. Ah! Exhausted. Take Lara so far into the desert that she dies. Come on, man. Right, it's a running jump. So there is a invisible barrier, and it's right here. That is not impressive. That is, in fact, very shit. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that for Death 3. Oh, shit! 100. Then what? The panther was... Anyway, I guess that's Death 300, everybody. Oh, that was 301. Oh, never mind. No, 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 no! Okay, I'll give you points for how funny that was, but, like, still, it wasn't the goal. This is the secret area that isn't actually one of the level's secrets that I was looking for, because Uzis. And we get Bastet's stash. Get all weapons and return to Egypt. Now, I'm pretty sure they just give you the Uzis in the next level if you don't get them here, but, you know, achievement, secret, content, you know, of course we're gonna do it. Obviously. And what on earth is that? Yay! More of these guys! Woo! Fucking who! I'll just go back in the water then, shall I? Can't get me in the water, you wouldn't want to wet your fucking bandages. I'd forgotten about these guys. It was nice them not being there for... Dude, give me a... Let me at least get out. There you go. Am I able to just... Yes. Very good. Do that here, too. I think that was an explosion. Anyway, we got all the secrets, we got all the weapons. The last thing we need to do to get is the fuck out of here. An hour and a half. 3 secrets found, 51 out of 53 pickups, and 39 kills. Lots of ammo used. An entire med pack used in the form of 2 smalls. And we walked just under 7Ks. Next time, Saturday, we will have the last level of Tomb Raider 1 in any format. Temple of the Cat. In case all the cat statues in the last level didn't give it away. We're done here. Probably Sunday or Tuesday, depending on when... If I get 2 streams this weekend, it'll be Sunday, but if it isn't, then I will just start the new thing next Tuesday. But I was contacted by someone and given a code for an indie game that looks interesting. They reckon it'll take around 8 hours to play through. It is called Holonoptic. It was pitched to me as... Let me read you the email. I can talk about it now because the embargo was the 16th and it's not that anymore. It says, you're the new CEO of a Swiss conglomerate, except your predecessor vanished, the workforce has been gutted, and the company is run by an evil AI who installed you as its human face and openly hates you. It's an economic sim, but the hook is that your CEO carries 40 psychological traits and access to 16 psychoactive substances to manage your own mental state. It appears to be What If Disco Elysium was a management sim, which is strange enough that I'll give it a go. It might be too dense and complicated for streaming to be enjoyable, but 8 hours is not a huge investment to not take a risk on, so we will see how it goes. If you want to see what it looks like, I don't love the visuals, but I won't say that while I'm actively streaming it. Anyway, before that, we do have one more Tomb Raider level. This never turned up. Man, I don't know why. Fairly well.